Congratulations, you have a reason to celebrate. Na 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 na, you have a reason to celebrate. Sing with me. Congratulations, you have a reason to celebrate. Captain Bruno has agreed a new contract. Welcome again, guys. I'm back in your face. Don't you get tired of me? I told you, I promised you that this season, this weekend, everything coming is going to be right at you as fast as it arrives. And I'm here again with a breaking update as confirmed by Fabrizio. Bruno Fernandez and Man United have finally agreed on a new contract or a contract extension until 2027. That's the those are and with new terms. This is basically a new contract, not just an extension. It's a new contract until 2027. Bigger wage. He's going to be among the top earners at the club. High level salary, more than £300,000 per week. That's what he's going to be earning. An option of a further 1 year from 2027 to 20 can go to 2028. A further year is included in his contract, guys. You might think it's a normal thing. Players get contracts and new contracts and stuff. I'll tell you why this one is big and Bruno deserves it. He has earned it. It's not because of that image that I've put right there, that I got a moment with him in his car and got my phone, adjusted the settings to take that nice selfie and smiled from ear to ear. It's not just that he's a humble person, character. He's a human guy. He's a good man. But let me tell you, it's not easy to be in Bruno's shoes. It's not easy. Leave alone the football he has earned. He was one of our consistently top performers at the club. Never lazy. He had the heart for the club. He fought for the badge in every game we played. When we didn't have him, we struggled. He was all those tick. The fans love him. The players love him. He supports the young players. He's got it all. But let me talk about the armband, guys. I will tell you how it's so difficult to be in Bruno's shoes. For you to come at a club, there is a captain in Harry Maguire. He's stripped of his captaincy for whichever reasons, right or wrong. They are giving it to you to be now his captain, yet he's still there. Guys, that's a very difficult place to be. You might think it's so difficult for Harry Maguire. It's probably more difficult. It was more difficult for Bruno. But look how he bossed it. I'll tell you, I've been there before. When I was still employed, I recall back then in one of my jobs, before I became an editor, I joined in a certain station as a reporter, a senior reporter. And after some time, for some reason, management were doing well with the editor I found there. He was the guy who was the sports editor. He was a good guy, good writer. I loved him. I learned a lot from him, by the way. Very colorful writer and stuff. And we're enjoying working together. Then all of a sudden, management starts telling me, I meet the CEO in the elevator. He's telling me, you apply for the position of editor. Send a mail. I'm like, how? For what? No, I don't want the guy's job. I'm okay. He's still, I mean, it's an opportunity. Now imagine your boss, the topmost boss of the organization, is telling you to apply for the job of the person you found as editor. Now, it's an opportunity for you as a person. I was a young man then. It was an opportunity, yes, but come on. How am I going to look at this guy like it's sabotaging him? So, long story short, I did not apply I did not send the mail, but somehow they did their thing because management will do what they want, especially if it's a private organization. They stripped off him of his position, pushed him to another department, probably against his will. Then they elevated me to become editor. Of course, new salary. Of course, it's a whole different thing, and it's growth in your career. Yeah, but he was elevated after some time. He first stayed there, now working under me. So imagine the person I found as editor is now has to go. I have to send him to do a story, direct him on the story angle. Things have turned what the story angle is and go do the story. He writes, I edit it, then he goes and he video edits, then I go through it. Now it's an awkward place to be in, guys. It's so difficult. Trust you me, I could never monitor him. I struggled. I remember I called my grandmom, who is my guardian. I call her my mom because I grew up with her anyway. And I told her, I've got a promotion, but it's confusing. I don't know that I should be happy or not. So just to take you back to uh, I've sort of been there. It's like this guy was the captain. This was the Harry Maguire. So this was there, now captain of Harry Maguire, yet Maguire is still there. That's a very difficult place to be. But look how he bossed the role and still played and contributed to the club. And he was by far the most consistent player across the worst season in the history of Man United. Honestly, if you don't think he deserves it, check yourself. You're a witch. If you don't think Bruno deserves the new contract, check yourself, fam. No disrespect, you're a witch. But credit him for pulling it off. Credit, it's not easy. And I'll tell you, even up to now, in his heart of hearts, you see, when Maguire speaks to Bruno, you watch them, Bruno will listen somehow. It's difficult, it's awkward. Even if he does something wrong, you fear to question this person because you didn't have anything against them. It is not your making. Bruno did not ask for the position. He did not ask for the armband. There were reasons why he was stripped of it professionally, which was okay, but it's an awkward situation for you to be dumped in, unless they are going to put that person away. So eventually, for me, they had to push the guy to another desk, and he was an editor, but in a different department, not the sports department where I was. So it's so you see how strange things can be. So credit Bruno, but this thing as well for me settles a lot of talk. There was fear that he could join Saudi Arabia. There were talks of his agent being given the green light. Even Fabrizio confirmed these reports, by the way, that his agent just before the Euros, his agent had given him he had given his agent the green light to proceed and talk to several other clubs and try to see what they have on offer. And so, of course, these were probably mind games to try and get the club to react because Bruno did not feel appreciated. You recall, it all started when Ineos came out with a list of special players, untouchables, that did not include Bruno. Yet he clearly saw what he offered to the club. And I think that's when even immediately, I think the next games he was out for 2 games, claiming to be injured. Well, maybe he was, but Bruno is never will play through pain. This is the only one player. I think him and Gabriel Jesus are the only 2 players in this day and age who will play through pain, like back then the Wayne Rooney's and that generation of the golden age. Kids today, just a mosquito bite, I'm injured. I can't play. A knock, I can't play. I'm injured. I have pain. Bruno will play through pain. So he had to do something. Then you recall that I came here and I told you they held talks. Ineos had to summon talks with Bruno to try and calm him down. And they even had an interview, I think towards the Euros. He spoke in an interview saying, if the club want me, I will stay. If they don't, I will not stay if they don't like me. And they had to call him in a meeting and they had to convince him of how important he is. But then at the same time, so many reports were flowing in. PSG want him, Barcelona want him, Al whatever want him in Saudi. They want to talk to him and offer him crazy amounts of money. They are looking for an opportunity. So we needed this to settle all that talk because you don't want to enter into a new season with such garbage surrounding your captain and arguably your most consistent and devoted player. So I think for me, it's a big win for the club, a big win for Bruno. It's a deserved one. The fans love him. We love him. Bless him. Let's wish it's going to be the start of something new. Captain in your